So I woke up the next day and I find things scribbled. And I'm like, okay, what's this about? So I read through it. I'm like, wow, there's something here. So I decided, let me just see where this will go. So I started dedicating more time into it. In 2 weeks, I was done with my first play.
Wow.
And it began.
Fantastic.
So I told myself, okay, now I'm in medical school. I know I don't have time. So, and I need to now get to 10 books by 30. How old am I now? I am exactly 21 and a half.
Was there anything behind that number, 10 books by 30?
10 books by 30.
Or is it just quite arbitrary?
Arbitrary. You see, when you're in your 20s, you think 30 is the end of the world. Yeah. Have you watched Kung Fu Panda? Yeah. So you know that there's a scene where Master Shifu approaches Oogway. I like using animation quotes. Master Shifu approaches Master Oogway and tries to convince him that Po cannot be the dragon warrior. Yeah, because he's just a fat panda.
Yeah.
Right. And Oogway tries to tell him that, or rather to teach him that sometimes you have to adapt with what you have to get what you want. And so he tells him, you can try and change a pitch, but it will always be a pitch and can be nothing else, right? And then Shifu gets annoyed and he kicks the tree and he says, but I can control where a fruit will land. He holds one pitch and then he splits it in half and then he kicks the ground and then he throws the seed. And I can control where it grows. But at that moment, another pitch comes and hits him on the head.
You remember that scene?
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
So, point is, you see at that point where Shifu transitions to the next stage of his life, I think where he joins the spiritual realm.
Yep.
So for me, I felt like 30 is that stage where you transition to another spiritual realm. I thought 30 was old till I got there.
Yeah.
So I felt like,
And then you realize it's actually old, but you're still alive.
I'm still here.
And still quite young.
Thanks to your prayers, I'm
Yeah.
still here. Yeah. So for me, 30 seemed like a world away. So I put the target, 10 books by 30. But the problem is, you're in medical school and it's taking everything out of you. So I decided, you cannot serve two masters. So what I'll do, I'll concentrate during the school period. After the end of year exams, we used to have 3 weeks before you transition to the next year. So in those 3 weeks, I will maximize the writing. So this book I actually wrote in second year medical school in my 3-week break. Yeah. So every break I had for the next 5 years in medical school, I wrote something.